Hi guys and welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is of course Cameron and welcome back today to another live stream. It is the game preview. Everton taking on Brighton and Hove Albion at the Amex Stadium on Monday night. Another Monday night game. The last one didn't go too well, did it? Everton coming off the back of a 1-1 draw with Crystal Palace at Goodison Park last week, or this week still if you want to say that. Not the greatest performance, not the greatest result certainly. Obviously Everton missing a whole load of chances on Monday night to take that 3 points against Crystal Palace, and we just couldn't convert whatsoever. Specifically Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, who were both very, very, very poor on Monday night. Carlo Ancelotti has just literally had his pre-game press conference. It finished about 15 minutes ago. He spoke about that Crystal Palace game. He said we just didn't have the quality to kill the game off. We just didn't have enough to go and get the win. And he also spoke about Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, and he said, look, I don't have any issue with Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. He thinks they've both had really, really good seasons. He said Monday night was poor, but it was just an episode, and he's very happy with the seasons that both players have had so far. And he said that he expects if they have those chances on Monday night against Brighton, the chances that they missed on Monday against Palace, then he expects them to take them and he expects them to score them. So listen, hopefully Carlo Ancelotti is right. He did also provide an injury update on a whole load of players. He confirmed that Andre Gomez is out for this game, obviously after picking up an injury against Crystal Palace and having to leave the field in the first half. He said that Alan will be checked ahead of tomorrow. Alex Iwobi returns. James Rodriguez has got no fitness issues whatsoever. Fabian Delph and Bernard are still out injured, and they're following their individual plans to return. And he also said that Jordan Pickford isn't 100% fit and will not be risked for this game, so Jordan Pickford remains out as well. And look, this is again, it feels like we're saying this every week, really, doesn't it? It feels like every time we do a game preview we're sitting down and we're saying the same phrase, and that is a must-win game. I mean, you know, it was a must-win game on Monday night against Crystal Palace, and we couldn't take our chances. And Carlo Ancelotti spoke about bravery, and you know, this Everton team on Monday night against Palace weren't very brave. I don't think we didn't calm ourselves down, we didn't compose ourselves, and certainly when we had the chances to win the game, we couldn't take them. And look, it's a vital part of the season now. 9 remaining games, and ultimately, if we really want to be seen as a team that are challenging for the Europa League, or challenging for the Champions League, or challenging to finish in a European competition, you need to be beating teams like Brighton away from home. You need to be beating teams like Crystal Palace at Goodison Park, to be honest with you. And the issue I have and the worry I have ahead of Monday's game, and to be honest with you, ahead of every game between now and the end of the season, is I just don't see where Everton are going to get the consistency from to put together a real run of performances and a real run of results to finish the season strongly. I mean, consistency is a massive word, and it's a word that we talk about a number of times on this channel, regarding Everton Football Club, and can we get that consistency to go on and ultimately push for in the final 9 games of the season, and I don't see where we get it from. I really don't, to be honest with you. I mean, look, we look at teams like West Ham United, and West Ham United are very, very good when they're playing the sides that are below them. Okay, they might struggle against the teams that are in and around them or above them, but any team that are below West Ham, they usually turn up and they win those games, and that's because they've got that consistency to do that. Everton just don't have that consistency whatsoever, and Monday night is another massive game. First of all, it's another Monday night kickoff, which I'm not impressed with whatsoever. Didn't like the last one, and I don't really like this one, to be honest with you. Just means you're sitting waiting around all weekend, and we get ourselves excited and we get ourselves hyped up for it, and we're like, yeah, get in, Everton are playing on Monday is right, and typically it always ends in the same way, and that's with us not performing very well like it was last week. But there's no more excuses. No excuses on Monday night. Absolutely no excuses. Brighton and Hove Albion are fighting for their lives in the Premier League, currently sitting 16th in the league, 6 points off the drop. And when you've got teams like Fulham, who, okay, didn't have a great result last time out against Villa, but are playing some decent football and have shown that they're capable of picking up results this season, beat Everton at Goodison Park, beat Liverpool at Anfield, they've picked up some real good points this season. Teams like Brighton will be looking over the shoulder thinking, we're not safe yet, we need to carry on grinding, we need to carry on getting wins. It's crunch time now. It's another thing Carlo Ancelotti spoke about in his pre-game press conference. He said, look, every team needs the points now. It's not a case of the Brighton need the points more than Everton. Every team needs the points. He said Everton need the points for our fight for Europe, and Brighton need the points ultimately to stay in the Premier League. And I do sort of then sit there and question is, who's going to want this game more? Which set of players is going to want to win this game, is going to prioritise this game more than the other? And if I'm being honest with you at the moment, I honestly think it'll be Brighton that prioritise this game more than Everton do. I mean, you know, again, like I said, 6 points off the drop, 16th in the Premier League, are going to need to pick up every possible point. They haven't got the greatest home record this season. They've done okay in recent weeks, but they haven't got the greatest of home records, much like Everton and much like a lot of other teams. But they're going to go out with needing to win this game of football. They're going to go out with a game plan, and Everton ultimately have to do the same. I'm sick of sitting here on reviews and talking about games that we should have won that we don't win. And look, I'm confident going into this one. Most of the reason I'm confident is because we're away from home, and typically we're a lot better away from home than we are at home. And you know, obviously the reverse fixture was, I think, the second home game of the season. Fantastic win, 4-2 win at Goodison Park against Brighton. James Rodriguez got a couple of goals. It was brilliant. It was absolutely great. It was when we were decent at Goodison Park, whereas now, you know, if this was at Goodison Park on Monday, I wouldn't be confident whatsoever. We're away from home, and typically we are a lot better away from home. But ultimately, you know, Brighton are fighting for their lives, and again, what I don't want to see on Monday night is an Everton team turn up and not be prepared to show as much fight as Brighton do, not be prepared to show as much as Brighton are prepared to show, and ultimately lose the game because we haven't been that arsed. I mean, like I said, you know, Brighton are a team who we should be turning up and beating. No disrespect to them, and no disrespect whatsoever, but if Everton have got real aspirations, we can't honestly sit here as a fan base and on Tuesday morning and do a review. Let's say we lose this game, we can't honestly sit here and, you know, Carlo Ancelotti will still say the fight for Europe's on, and it very much will be, because results are mad at the moment, and who knows what's going to happen between now and the end of the season. But we honestly can't sit here in ourselves and say, yeah, we're a real contender for finishing in a European competition when we can't beat sides like Brighton away from home, and we can't beat sides like Palace, who are, you know, not great, let's be honest. They're an alright side, but they're not a great side. These are the games that we simply have to be winning, and this is my issue with Everton, is these are the games that we don't win and that we haven't won this season. Away from home, yeah, we've been absolutely brilliant, we have, but we've still lost away to, like, Newcastle. We still didn't beat Burnley away from home. We still, again, you know, we struggled against Fulham. They pinned it back, and I remember the last 15-20 minutes of that game was a difficult game. So, okay, we've been very good away from home this season, and we haven't lost many games, and we haven't dropped many points, but typically against sides that you expect to win, we haven't performed brilliantly against either. We didn't perform brilliantly against West Brom a couple of weeks ago away from home. Okay, we won the game, and that's all that matters. And if you were to say to me, Cam, Everton don't perform very well on Monday, but you win the game, I'd shake your hand and I'd take it, and I'd walk away from it. Of course I would. But again, typically against these teams that you'd expect to turn up and beat comfortably, it's not been easy. It really, really hasn't been easy. West Brom, Jordan Pickford made an unbelievable save in the last minute. In the opening sort of 10 minutes to keep us in that game from the header. It was a brilliant save, and we won that game because of that save. Like I mentioned, Fulham away was difficult in the last 20 minutes. Burnley away, we couldn't get the win. So I'm not sitting here at 100% thinking, yeah, we're away from home, so we'll definitely go out and win. Because we have had some away games this season where you've sort of breathed a massive breath and a massive sigh of relief when the final whistle's gone. Because yes, we've won, and that's all that matters. But we haven't by any stretch of the imagination performed brilliantly. Don't get me wrong, there's been some away games where we've performed absolutely fantastically this season. Tottenham away on the opening day, Liverpool in the Merseyside derby at Anfield. You know, even Man United, we showed a lot of character to get back into that game. But typically against these types of sides that are fighting towards the back end of the table and that are sort of fighting for survival, we haven't had the best of records, let's be honest. Certainly not at home. Obviously, the start of the season, we beat Brighton comfortably, but not in recent times. And away from home, we've made it difficult for ourselves as well. So, look, this is a vital game. There's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse. We have to go out and win. We have to. I don't want to be sitting here again, like I said on Tuesday, saying, oh, yeah, you know, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison had another 45 chances on Monday night, but they didn't take any of them. So, yeah, you know, it is one of them. It's not a one of them now. Like I said, my big issue, my big worry with Everton between now and the end of the season is, can we get that consistency to realistically, are we going to be more consistent than Leicester? Are we going to be more consistent than West Ham? Are we going to be more consistent than Tottenham? Look, Tottenham are about as consistent as a chocolate fireguard, a little bit like Everton, but you know, you look at, there's what, 6 places up for grabs for European football. You've got, obviously, Manchester City, who have won the league comfortable, Man United, Leicester, Liverpool, West Ham, who else is in the running? Tottenham. somebody else is in there that I forgot. 2 Manchester clubs, Liverpool, West Ham, Chelsea, Leicester, Tottenham. So the 7 clubs there. Are we more consistent than Man United and Man City? No, we're not. Are we more consistent than Leicester? I don't think we are. Are we more consistent than Chelsea? I know they got beat by West Brom, last week, but I don't think we are typically. Certainly not over the last couple of months. They've been very, very consistent. Are we more consistent than them lot over the park? I don't know. I don't know if we are. Are we more consistent than Tottenham? Maybe, but there's still, 7 places or 6 places with 7 or 8 teams that are going, and Everton for me are near enough bottom of the pile in terms of consistency, and it's going to be consistency that'll be the big factor in where we finish this season. And ultimately, like I said, last week wasn't good enough. Palace wasn't good enough. You can't expect to win a game when you miss as many chances as we did. Monday is absolutely pivotal. We have to win this game. We have to win this game. There's no excuses. There's no if buts. There's no but this, but that, the other. Just go out and get the job done. Just go out, win the game, pick the 3 points up and leave. If we win in the final minute by bouncing off the back of somebody's arse, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered if we win 1-0 or if we win 10-0. As long as we get the 3 points, that's all that matters. But how good would it be to see Everton turn up for once in a game and just go and get the job done? When was that, honestly, when was the last time, Merseyside derby, probably, but when was the last time that Everton just turned up and just went, yeah, bish, bash, bosh, get the job done, comfortable today, win this game, come away with the win? I can't remember. Even like I mentioned then, the West Brom game away, we won, but we made it difficult for ourselves. The game against Southampton at Goodison, we won, but we made it difficult for ourselves. Again, Pickford making a brilliant save in the last sort of 2 minutes or so in that game. So it would be absolutely brilliant for Everton to turn up and just go, you know what, we're going to win this game and we're going to do it comfortably, win it comfortably, and also all be sitting there on Monday night whatever time it is. I think is it an early kickoff? I think it might be an early kickoff again, or it might be an 8 o'clock kickoff. I'm not too sure. Let's get it up now, by the way, because I probably should know that. I apologise. That's a little bit unprofessional. I probably should know that. Big thanks to everybody for joining us so far in the comments. By the way, if you're enjoying it, please do hit that like button. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Share the live stream. Let's try and get as many people involved as we possibly can. If you can share it on social media. It's a 8:15 kickoff, so I don't want to be sitting. I want to be sitting here at, an hour later, 9:15 or 9:30, just as, the second half's in play, thinking, yeah, we're 2 or 3, we're 3-0 up here, we've won this game comfortably, no issues, go out and get another couple, go out and get another one, like we were doing in the reverse fixture at Goodison Park earlier on this season, like we were doing against West Brom at Goodison Park earlier on this season. I don't want to be sitting here at 10:15, 1-0 up, with my hands over my eyes, thinking, we're going to throw this, but ultimately, it's all about winning, and as long as we win, that's all that matters. Before we get further into it, don't forget to check out the Football News 365 app. Absolutely fantastic app. Keeps you up to date with all your latest Everton news, scores, predictions. You can click the top link in the description. It's free to download. It's available on iOS, Android, all of that good stuff. And it also will help the channel massively if you could download it as well. The lad who runs the app is an Evertonian, so it will help them out. And if you could download it, that would mean a great deal to me. So I really do appreciate that. But yeah, look, like I said, Brighton 16th in the Premier League, currently sitting 6 points off the relegation zone. Last time out, they lost to Newcastle 2-1. Again, Newcastle, who've been in very poor form recently. They lost to Man United 2-1, not Newcastle. They lost to Man United 2-1 last time out. They beat Newcastle 3-0 prior to that. Again, that makes more sense. Newcastle are dreadful. Beat Southampton, 2-1 before that. Lost to Leicester 2-1. Lost to West Brom 1-0. And lost to Palace 2-1 at the Amex. I think that was maybe the last game they lost at the Amex. Before the Man United game. So yeah, again, like I said, not the greatest home record this season for Brighton and Hove Albion, exactly like Everton, exactly like a lot of other teams in the Premier League. But Everton have to expose that ultimately. Everton have to be able to expose a team's poor form at home. Every team seems to be able to come to Goodison and expose our poor form at Goodison, so why can't we do it to other teams? And look, I expect a win on Monday night. I do. Am I 100% confident we will win? No, I'm not, because this is Everton, but I expect Everton to win, because I expect a team that are fighting for a European position, fighting for a place in the Europa League, or, the Champions League. I expect a team that are fighting in those areas in the league to be able to go out and beat a team that are fighting for relegation. What I am worried about is it's going to be an extremely, extremely difficult game, and it will be an extremely difficult game because Brighton are desperate at the moment. Brighton are absolutely desperate for points. If you're enjoying, by the way, please do hit that like button. 12 people currently watching. If you could get it to 6 or 7 likes, that'd mean a great deal to me so far. Share the stream as well if you are watching. What worries me about this one is that Brighton are going to want to fight. Brighton are fighting for their lives at the moment. Everton are fighting for the European place, and the motivation should be there for these players to fight for the European place. But it is our motivation to play in Europe going to be as much an equal or more motivation than Brighton's is to stay in the Premier League? I'm not so sure, to be honest with you. And like I said, they're a big physical team. Brighton, strong team, back line of big, strong, tall, physical players. They've got the likes of Mopey, Kyle Lamptey, who I really, really like. Tarek Lamptey, sorry, who I really, really like. At right wing back, I think he's a great little player. They've got the likes of Basuma in the centre of the park, who again, is a player that I'd really like Everton to pursue in the summer. I think he's a very, very good central midfielder. And, you know, they've got forwards that are capable of getting forward, scoring goals. Danny Welbeck, who, you know, was, I think he scored last time out against Manchester United. They should have had a penalty. They were robbed in that game against Manchester United. They were honestly robbed. They should have taken a point out of that game because they should have had a penalty. And I think Man United got a penalty for the challenge that was... Oh, no, it wasn't. It was. They should have got a penalty. And they weren't given it because it was simply because it was against Manchester United. If it was against any other team, they'd have been given it, but because of who it was against, they didn't get it. So they were robbed in the game against United, and they actually performed quite well. Went 1-0 up. Danny Welbeck scoring against his old club. So, again, Brighton are showing fight. They're showing those signs of a team that want to remain in the Premier League. Look at Everton on Monday night. Do you think we were showing a team that want to finish in Europe? Do you think that we were showing bravery? Do you think that we were showing that ability to go and kill games off? No, we didn't. We absolutely didn't. And that's my worry ahead of this one. Am I confident? Yes. But my biggest worry is this is going to be two teams with different motivations coming up against each other. And whose motivation is going to be more? Brighton's motivation to stay in the league bigger and greater than Everton's motivation to finish in Europe? I'm not so sure. But listen, again, that's me almost sort of trying to find reasons as to why Everton won't perform. There's no excuse. There's simply no excuse on Monday night. We have to go out and win that game. No, I don't care what anybody says. Honestly, I don't care what anybody says. You will not be able to find an excuse as to why Everton Football Club, who are fighting for a European position with Carlo Ancelotti as the manager, shouldn't be beating Brighton and Hove Albion. And again, respect to Brighton. I don't mind Brighton. I think they're a decent team. They've played some good football. They've got some good players. But where we are compared to where they are, it's got to be a win. It simply has. We'll get into the predicted starting 11s in a moment. By the way, big thanks to everybody for joining us live. Adam says nerves are kicked in already, especially with the other games this weekend. Leicester, West Ham and United Spurs. Again, what we don't want, and this is why I hate playing on a Monday night as well, is because it was the same situation last week as we were all sitting here last weekend watching Spurs drop points to Newcastle, watching who else drop points? Chelsea drop points to West Brom, watching, you know, Arsenal drop points who were in and around us, obviously to Liverpool, watching Liverpool pick up points, watching United pick up points. We were all sitting here last weekend and sort of saying the same thing, and that was, oh my God, the teams in and around us are dropping points at the moment. We really need to capitalise against Palace. We really need to go out and get those 3 points on Monday night, and we couldn't do it. So there's another couple of games that Adam mentioned there. Leicester, West Ham, again, two teams in and around us. Could West Ham potentially drop points in that game? And United, Spurs, you know, again, Spurs potentially dropping points in that one. Two sides there that could drop points that are in and around us there this season. And we play on Monday night. And I can almost sit here, I'm not being negative, but you can almost sit here and know what's going to happen. United will beat Spurs, which will give us a big advantage, and Leicester will beat West Ham, which will give us a big advantage, and we'll sit there and take a point against Brighton or lose to Brighton away. The easiest game of the teams that are in and around us, we've got the easiest game this weekend. And that's why I hate playing on a Monday night. I hate it, because we all know the results of the weekend, and we're all sitting here going, this is a big opportunity. How many times this season have we said, this is a massive opportunity? I'm bored of saying it. I'm bored of saying, oh my God, look at the teams that drop points at the weekend. This is a big chance for us to go and, you know, make some room up on your your Tottenhams, your West Hams, etc. And we never, ever take the chance. We never, ever take the opportunity. And it's pivotal. It's absolutely pivotal this weekend that we do take that opportunity. Hernandez says, I'm ready to get hit again. Hope all is well, Cam. Hope the boys can put in a proper performance. Thanks, mate. I'm all good. Yeah, I agree with you. Hopefully the boys can turn up and put in a decent performance. If you're enjoying, by the way, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. God says, I'm hoping for a win to start my week off right with an Everton win on Monday and a Minnesota win on Friday. Let's hope so, mate. Faz says they're a better footballing team than us. Forget their position. They've never been opened up by any side, and I expect us to lose and lose comfortably. Well, let's hope not, mate. Let's hope not again. They do play decent football. Like I said, the likes of Basuma in the midfield have got some really, really good players, but I can't accept that Everton shouldn't be getting anything other than a 3 points in this game, to be honest. And that's not disrespecting Brighton or overlooking Brighton and saying Brighton are poor. Brighton are a very good team, and Everton are going to have to fight, and we're going to have to battle, and we're going to have to perform. That, me saying I don't see anything other than an Everton win, or don't expect anything other than an Everton win, is me looking at what Carlo Ancelotti is saying, and Carlo Ancelotti is saying that Everton need to be brave. Everton we want to finish in the Europa League. We want to be playing in European football. If we don't win on Monday, we don't want to be playing in European football. I don't care what anybody says. If these players turn up and get out-fought by Brighton, they don't want to play in the Europa League next season. So that's the motivation. We have to turn up and fight. Joshua says, don't worry, guys, we'll have James will score and then come off and make it 1-0 up, and then they'll score to make it 1-1. Keenan says, hey, Cam, what's happening, Keenan? He says, not looking forward to this game. Neither am I, to be honest, mate. I'm not looking forward to any game between now and the end of the season because, like I mentioned before, I don't see where Everton get the consistency from. But let's hope we win. And Insanity is not insane. Says Everton can't catch United. It's good if United beat Spurs. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. United, we want United. We're after United beating Spurs. I'm not focused on Man United and catching Man United, trust me. And Jaden says, hey Cam, is top 4 still a possibility? I think it's far gone. Look, mathematically it is still a possibility, and the fact that teams like Chelsea have shown that they're capable of losing games to the likes of West Brom, teams like Tottenham have shown they're capable of dropping points, it is a possibility in that sense. I don't think it's a possibility in the sense that I don't think we have the consistency to finish in the top 4. I really, really don't. And Joshua says, do people honestly think we would be finishing in the top 4? We don't have the squad. I've said this from day one. Yeah, I don't think we finish in the top 4, if I'm being honest. Anyway, if you're enjoying, by the way, please do leave a like. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Big thanks to everybody in the comments. Really do appreciate it. Let's get into the predicted starting 11s then. No messing about. We'll get straight into the predicted starting 11s ahead of this one. I'm going for in goal, Robin Olsen. Carlo Ancelotti had his press conference today and he said that Jordan Pickford is training, but he's not 100% and he won't be risked for this game, which obviously only leaves, well, it leaves João Virginia as well, again. But, you know, with Robin Olsen starting against Crystal Palace and having a decent game, didn't have an awful lot to do, but he had an alright game. I think it'll be Robin Olsen in goal. Backline, I've gone for a 5 at the back. Now, I don't like a 5 at the back whatsoever. I really don't, and you know, I'd like Everton to not play a 5 at the back, but Carlo Ancelotti has said today, he was asked about Josh King specifically and why we're not seeing Josh King as much at the moment, and he said, look, with the amount of central midfielders that we've had out injured this season, we've had to change the style a little bit, and we've had to change the formation, and we've had to change the tactics, and that ultimately has meant that Josh King hasn't been able to have as many opportunities as we would have liked. And he also mentioned that style has been changed to sort of a 5 at the back with wing backs. Again, would I like to see it? Brighton, obviously, I think they play a 5 at the back with Lamptey at right wing back. I really don't like 5 at the back. I really don't. I don't like it whatsoever. And I'd rather see Josh King next to Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison as a front 3 with James behind them in the number 10. But I just don't think we'll see it. I really, really don't think we'll see Josh King starting on Monday night. So I'm going to go with Luca Dean at left back, Yerry Mina, Michael Keane, and Ben Godfrey at centre back with Seamus Coleman at right back. Mason Holgate missing out. Look, Mason was okay against Crystal Palace. He didn't particularly do much wrong. Obviously, he pinged that ball to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, which was an excellent ball. Ben Godfrey simply has to be in this Everton team. He has to be in this Everton team. I think he was absolutely exceptional. Has been absolutely exceptional this season. Obviously, he missed out from starting on Monday against Palace. Had a little bit of a fitness issue, I believe, with England, and wasn't fit to start against Palace. But, you know, ultimately has to be back in this team, Ben Godfrey. Luca Dean at left back, no No, I don't think if we're playing wing backs and if we're going to play a 5 at the back formation with 2 wing backs, then Luca Dean simply has to be at left back. I love Ben Godfrey at left back, I do. I think he's been fantastic when he's played there this season, but I just don't think he's got that forward thinking ability to play as a wing back. So I've gone for Luca Dean at left back, Mina, Keane and Godfrey at centre half. Again, Ben Godfrey, like I just mentioned, has to be in there for me. He's been brilliant this season. Again, I'm not fond of a 5 at the back. I'm really not. If it was a preferred 11, it'd be 4 at the back with Godfrey and Mina probably at centre half, and Keane missing out. But I've just got this feeling that Carlo's going to go with the 5 at the back. Again, Yerry Mina, I think he was probably, other than Seamus Coleman, our best player on Monday night. Very solid performance, winning everything in the air, battling really well, throwing his body on the line. I think he's had a great season this season, Yerry Mina. I really do. Michael Keane, again, was alright on Monday. Probably a fault for the goal, stepped out a little bit too far, and ultimately shouldn't have. But again, I think he'll start. And then I've gone with Seamus Coleman at right back. Seamus, for me, was our best player on Monday night. Absolutely our best player. And like I said, I still to this day hope that the reason he was taken off was for fitness reasons and not tactically. Because if it was tactical, it's a shocking decision. Absolutely shocking decision by Carlo, because he was our best player. He was the best player on a pitch in an Everton shirt on Monday evening. And the fact that Carlo potentially took him off tactically, for me, just is a little bit frustrating, because he was brilliant. And it means obviously Mason Holgate misses out, but like I said, for me, Seamus was great. And if he's fit and if he's available, listen, if Seamus Coleman is only fit to play half an hour on Monday, then don't start him. Put Mason at right back, or revert to a back 4 and put Godfrey at right back and keep Keane Mina in the centre of defence. But if Seamus Coleman's ready and fit to go for another 90 minutes, then I'll put him in there, because I think he was very good on Monday night. I really do. Into the midfield then, obviously, gone for 3 in the midfield, 2 sort of sitting midfielders, and then a number 10. I've gone for Alan and Tom Davis in the sitting positions. Carlo did say that Alan will be assessed today and to decide whether or not he's going to be fit to start on Monday night. I would expect him to be ready. Obviously he played against Crystal Palace. Sorry, he didn't play against Crystal Palace. He wasn't in the squad at all, so he got a rest. Again, Carlo was asked before the Palace game why Alan and Alex Iwobi weren't in the side, and he said because they both had small knocks. Carlo did confirm today that Alex Iwobi has returned to fitness, and he said that Alan will be assessed. If it's not Alan, it's probably going to be Gylfi Sigurdsson in there, because Carlo confirmed that Andre Gomez is out. Obviously, we know Fabian Delph's out. Maybe Gabaman gets his first start. I still think it's a little bit early for that, to be honest with you. So yeah, if it's not Alan, if Alan isn't fit, obviously Decore's still not fit. I think it'll be Sigurdsson and Davis in there. But I'd like to hope that Alan passes the late fitness test and he is fit and he can stand in there next to Tom Davis. Again, Davis didn't have his greatest of games, to be honest. Bullied off the ball a little bit too easily, I think, against Palace. Tried to win a couple of fouls at times and just wasn't getting it whatsoever from the referee. And then I've gone with James in the 10. Again, I think James has been exceptional this season, to be fair. I think the fact that there's even questions around whether or not he's had a good season or not absolutely baffles me, because his goal involvement and how much better Everton are with James Rodriguez in this team, how much more clinical Everton are, even though we couldn't finish our dinner on Monday night, James still managed to pop up with the only goal of the game in an Everton shirt, and it was a brilliant finish. He couldn't have put the ball anywhere else. He squeezed it into such a tight angle. It was an excellent finish. So for me, James has to be in there in the number 10. I think he's been great this season, and I think he's our only real creator in this team. And I think if Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison are going to ultimately make up for their errors last Monday night, I think it's going to come from James Rodriguez's creativity. And then I've gone for Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison up front. Obviously, we could see the return of Alex Iwobi. There's a potential of that. Carlo confirmed that he's back to fitness today. We could see Josh King for the first time from the off, but I just don't think we will, to be honest. I think we're more than likely going to see Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. As I said before, Carlo said that it was just an episode for them two on Monday night, and he thinks they've had a brilliant season, and he expects them to go out and perform again on Monday against Brighton. So look, that's my predicted starting 11. I don't like it. I don't like it because I don't like 5 at the back, but I've just got this feeling that's what Carlo Ancelotti is going to go for, because he spoke about that formation on a number of times this season, and he spoke about it today. Let us know your thoughts on that predicted starting 11 in the comment section down below. If you're watching live, really do appreciate it. We'll get back into the live comments. If you're enjoying, by the way, please do hit that like button. It only takes a second. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe as well. Kieran says I would start King in this game next to DCL and Richarlison. Fair enough. Joshua says, so basically he's saying King is trash and he's not fancied him. Well, he basically said he's very happy with him and saying he's not doing anything wrong, but ever since the change in formation, because of the amount of midfielders we've got out injured, it hasn't really suited Josh King, and yeah, it hasn't suited them. Kieran says, I would rather go 2 attacking than be 2 defensive, e.g. play 4 up top instead of 5 at the back. So would I, mate, but I just don't think Carlo will do that. Liam says, bang on with the title, Cam, no excuses, we have to get into them early doors, have to have a fast start with these players playing for their places, and seen online a big clear out. Yeah, I agree, mate. Liam also says, get the likes. If you could hit that like button, it would mean a great deal to me. I agree. The last thing Everton need is to show Brighton in the first 15-20 minutes that they can actually get in this game. We need to go out and show that we're a team challenging for a European position, show that we're a team that are really serious about playing in the Europa League or the Champions League next season, whatever it may be. Go out and show that we can turn up and just take it. I'm absolutely sick and tired of watching Chelsea turn up in games, apart from the West Brom game, turn up in games and put it into second gear and just be absolutely so much better than the team that they're playing against. I'm sick and tired of seeing Liverpool turn up and do it. I'm tired of seeing United, Leicester done it against United a couple of weeks ago in the Cup, turned up and just stuck it into third gear and were much better than Man United. Why can't Everton do that? Why can't Everton turn up in games and just put it into second or third gear and go, we're a lot better than this team that we're playing against, and we're going to show that, and we're going to prove that, and make the opposition team go, bloody hell, these are good, we're going to struggle today. Why are we always in a game? Why every time we play are we in a competitive game? And I get that, that's because we've had injuries and we haven't got the biggest squad and we haven't got the best squad. I understand that, but we still should have a more than good enough team to do that against teams like Brighton, and that's no disrespect to them, but we still should have more than a good enough team to turn up and just blow Brighton away, and I hope we do. I really do hope we do. Luke says I want Pickford back, but he says Batshuayi's goal every day in my opinion. Fair enough. Kieran says I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that Pickford will have saved that goal. I can't lie, I haven't watched it back. I haven't watched it back too many times, to be honest with you, just because I was furious at the result. But you know, yeah, potentially. Tudy says, I wish Carlo would play Holgate in midfield just once, that's all I'm asking for. Joshua says, so true. He's a decent one-on-one, but is saving every goals, but saves hard goals. Tudy says he did versus Palace, sorry. Joshua says that. Everton, now what's happening, Alfie? He says, yes, Carl, how's things doing? Sorry I'm late, just got back from footy training. No worries, pal, thanks for joining us. I'm all good, I hope you're doing well yourself. Joshua says, I'd say Allen and Gbamin. Tom isn't good enough. Keane says Davis over Gbamin. I don't think we'll see Gbamin from the start. I don't. Carlo mentioned Gbamin today and said he's fit and he's ready. It's just a case of deciding with the medical staff whether he's capable of keeping up with the level of the Premier League at the moment, and I don't think he is. I don't think we'll see him from the off. Everton now says if we don't get a result, we're in trouble. I agree. Joshua says, but why not bring Keane on to replace DCL if that's the case with Palace? After 10 shots DCL had, King would have scored 1. I agree, and we said it on Monday night, and I said it on the Ned and Cam podcast on Toffee TV yesterday. If you haven't checked that out, do go and check it out. Why Josh King wasn't brought on Monday night instead of Jean-Philippe Gbamin or Ben Godfrey, I don't know why Carlo didn't say, actually, you know what, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison have had a tough game here, so we'll take them off and we'll put Josh King on and we'll give him the chance to go and get a couple of opportunities. I just don't know. Jerome says play on the front foot. Toothy says, does anyone know when we play the postponed match against Villa? It hasn't been announced yet, I don't think. And Everton now says, I hope Carlo will go with Dean, Mina, Godfrey and Coleman, but we've probably had Keane back in. Yeah, I can see us going with a 5 at the back, to be honest. I don't like it, but I can see it happening. But anyway, yeah, that's my predicted starting 11. Let us know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. If you're watching live, big thanks for watching. Let us know in the live comments. If you're watching the YouTube video, leave your thoughts in the comments. Look, just to round up, just to finish this stream off, again, will it be an easy game? No, because like I said before, Brighton are a good side. They play good football and a difficult team to beat, and they've got the motivation of staying in the Premier League. They're only 6 points off the drop. 6 points, especially in this season with everything that's going on, is nothing. Fulham could comfortably make up 6 points in the next couple of weeks or so. Even the likes of West Brom might make up 6 points. Look, they got a big win against Chelsea last time out, so they'll be full of confidence. So Brighton's motivation is clear at the moment, and that is to get as many points as possible and stay in this league. Everton's motivation is finishing in a European position and playing in the Europa League or the Champions League next season. And Everton's motivation on Monday has to be greater than Brighton's, because we're in for a real game here. We really are in for a real game. It's going to be difficult. I expect it to be difficult. But ultimately, we have to win. We really do have to win. Just before we go, Keane says Keane should have dropped because he was at fault for the goal, in my opinion. Joshua says that's why I'm thinking Ancelotti doesn't fancy King, otherwise he would have played. I think Ancelotti is making a statement and telling Everton that he only wants the players he wants. And Short Rejecting Mail says it's the same shite year in year out. Once a lot of Deadwood go and a few more quality players are brought in, we can move forward with Carlo, but I'm not holding my breath. I'm used to mediocre. Harun says, how would you feel if you won the Europa League? I'd be absolutely over the moon, mate. Absolutely over the moon, because it's a trophy, it's a European trophy, and I think it'd be great. And Everton now says, like you said, Keane, you learn how to look over your shoulder at 12, and he was ball watching, and that's why I wouldn't have Keane in, but I probably think 5 at the back. I just thought we'd take our chance this time. We have to. Ultimately, we have to. Just to finish up, look, if you've enjoyed this live stream, please do hit that like button. It does only take a second. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Big thanks to everybody in the live comments. Really do appreciate it. If you could share the stream, it would mean a great deal to me, as well on social media. Yeah, big game on Monday night. Massive game, and a game that we ultimately have to take our chance in. We have to turn up, and we have to win. If we want to seriously fight for Europe, if we want to seriously finish in that Europa League position this season, we have to win. And yeah, let's hope that we can go out and do that. It's going to be difficult. Brighton obviously have got the motivation of staying in the league, so it's going to be really difficult. But Everton have to show our quality, and our quality should be more than good enough to get the 3 points. If you've enjoyed this one, please do hit that like button. It does only take a second. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. We'll be back obviously on Monday night with the instant match reaction and the play ratings after this one, so don't forget to look out for that. And yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Massive thanks to everybody for joining us live. Really do appreciate it. If you're watching as a YouTube video, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and we'll get involved with as many of them as we possibly can as well. Massive thanks for watching. Big thanks to everybody for joining us live. Got to win this one. Let's hope that we can do. Like I said at the start, no more excuses. If we want to be a serious challenger for Europe, these are the games you have to win. Big thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon on the Mighty Blues.